Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama's. Who am I? Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. That's who I am. Forgive me. It's been a rough day, but I'm here. I'm showing up anyway, okay? I hope you all had a great day. I hope you're not having storms like we're having. I hope you're not sweating bullets and just wringing wet sweat like I am. I hope your day is going much better than mine has all day. Y'all can see Phoebe over there in her bed. She is a little bit scared because of the thunder, so she's been going back and forth between me and Jody, getting us to hold her, but now she decided to go sit over there because I didn't pick her up when I sat down here. You okay, Phoebe? Are you okay? I noticed she hadn't got under her blanket in the last couple of days because it's so hot, but she's in her banana bed. A lot of people do ask me about her bed. Her bed is a clothes basket, and you can see where her rear is. I just cut the little panel out right there. One of my kids did back when they lived at home. Both of them lived at home when I got Phoebe. And so they just cut that rear panel off so she could go in and out. And that's her puppy bed, like a baby bed, except it's a puppy bed, huh, Phoebe? So I tell her, go get in your puppy bed. And she's like, I'm in it. She's looking at me like that, but she'll run in here and get in her puppy bed. She loves her puppy bed. She knows that's her safe place, unless it's thundering. Then she's like, Mama, hold me. Or she'll run back there to her daddy, her deadbeat daddy. Where's your deadbeat daddy? That's what I call him to her. Anyway, so I'm hooked up to my formula, and it has taken me all day to get it to 25. Okay, so this is going in my J tube, which is going down there in the duodenum, and so you can't go real fast because that doesn't stretch like the stomach. You can just fill your stomach up and keep filling up, and it'll stretch. But you can't do that to the J tube. With the J tube going in the duodenum down there, it has to go slow. So it's taken me all day to get it to 25. I don't know why. Let's see if I can get it to light up. Yeah, it's taken me all day to get it to 25, and that's just running it slow, bumping it up a little at a time. I bumped it up in 5 at a time. So by morning, I might be at 30. I'm just going to run 25 tonight. I'm not going to try to up it and get sick during the night. I'll just start at 30 in the morning. That's what I'll do. But, okay, so I have an IV pole, but my IV pole is janky as janky can be. It will not stay screwed tight. Like, Big Daddy will screw it and put some muscle in it and really get it screwed down. One trip to the bathroom, and that sucker is like leaning tower, okay? And in my house, I have 2 lips that I have to go over in the floor walk space, at 2 different doorways. I have 2 lips that I have to go across. Well, 3 if you count that right there, but that right there really does not, it's not a lip, it's just a change in flooring, and nothing wants to roll across that anyway. So my IV pole, I end up dragging it, is what I end up doing, and just picking it up and walk with it, because it won't roll smooth. It's a pain in the rear to drag something around with you that doesn't want to follow you. It's my drain bag that, my puppy that don't want to go and that doesn't want to walk on a leash is what I call it. Here's the drain bag right here. I got these in the mail, and I thank you so very much. There was not a name in that box, but oh my gosh, what a blessing you are. And I can easily open and close that drain part so I can empty it when it's full or whatever, you know. It did not have your name in that box, but I'm assuming you sent the 2 boxes of medical supplies. And I want to thank you so very much. I was just like, what? I mean, you would have thought I got, I don't know, something huge. And it is huge to me. Like, most people would be like, I don't know, drain bags? Yes, drain bags. I'm excited. I was so happy to get that. I was going to show you the end of this in case you don't know, or I'm not sure who ordered them, so please let me know. But this right here closed and open, and it drains down here, and so I can do this. I don't know if I can do it with one hand. I can. So it opens, and then when you pull it back, I just have to make sure that it does clip and snap like that. I have to make sure it does snap so that it is in there. But anyway, that's my puppy on a leash that doesn't want to walk around with me. So anyway, back to my IV pole. It is janky as janky can be, and half the time I'm trying to pick the heavy thing up. It's all metal, you know, and it's heavy. And I'll try to pick it up and I'm trying to get my puppy back up here. My puppy don't want to do anything. Okay, so Big Daddy's tried to work on that IV pole, and he's just like, you gotta get a new one. So I can get a new one. I can order one on Amazon. They're on there. But I said, well, I got all the stuff around my chair, like this cart here was by my chair, and that cart rolls smooth. If you ever had one of those carts from Michael's, they have them at Walmart too, so I don't know. I never had one from Walmart, but I've got the one from Michael's, and it rolls really, really smooth. And so I told Big Daddy, I wonder if you could just put my pump on this cart yesterday. That's what I told him. So he was like, well, let me look. And he looked at it and he said, let's go to Lowe's. So I rode to Lowe's with him last night, and we went and got these little parts right here. And he came back and he fixed this up. Okay. In my mind, that was going to be great. In reality, it's a pain in the rear. It's a pain in the rear. I don't know why I thought that would be good, but it's not. It's not. I have to now get this cart over 2 lips, and it won't roll into the bathroom, so I had to just stop it right here. So anyway, and also when I'm at my chair, it's plugged up to electricity, and it's hard to get this plug in and out for me. I don't have a lot of strength in my hands, and that's a pain in the rear. Okay. It's a pain in the rear. So this is my cart that I have in there by my chair, and it's got in that up there, it's got some medical stuff, some medications, snacks, and different things that I might use during the night or day, some lotion, flashlight, scissors. In the bottom is some drinks, like some Premier Protein, Boost drinks, and then it's some wipies, 4x4 split gauzes. That's what the other box was, 4x4 split gauzes. And so I had to put those around my tube there, and so those are, I have some down there that I can just reach down and get by my chair. So anyway, you'd think that would have been a good idea, but it wasn't. So I talked with some other gastroparesis patients who are, you know, J-tube fed, and so my option is a backpack. So I got a backpack ordered, and I had to have one, that's going to fit this pump. This pump is not really a portable pump. I mean, Elijah, when he was little, he had an infinity pump that was real small, thin, and they make the cute little stuff for the infinity pump, like the hanger thing. I know you know what I'm talking about, but it's this hanger that you can put the pump on, and then you just hang it anywhere around you, and it has a place where your bag goes, and yeah, it's a big deal. And I can't just change to the infinity pump. I mean, I'd have to get more bags to fit that pump and all that kind of stuff. And so right now I need to use up the bags that I have, but yeah, it's just a thing, it's a whole thing. And I'm not even set up with a DME company that sends supplies right now. And I reminded her that again on Monday, that I need 2 feeding supplies. And she's like, okay, they didn't call you? And I'm like, no, I haven't heard from anyone. And so hopefully that's going to get in the works, because I'm tired of paying out of pocket for all this stuff. I need insurance to kick in and do something. Anyway, so I'm getting a backpack. All that to say, I'm gonna get a backpack and just have my pump in the backpack and my formula in the backpack, sitting on the floor next to my chair. And when I get up to go to the restroom, I'll just pick up that backpack and go. Because today, I'll just tell you my whole story, okay? Okay, so for me to get from my chair to the bathroom, when I gotta go, this TMI, I barely make it, okay? I barely make it. Lots of times I have accidents before I get there. This morning, I barely made it there. Barely. I mean, it was cutting it close. So I'm sitting there in my chair. We had a big storm last night. It stormed and stormed and stormed, and it was over. And I went to sleep. This morning, I got up and went to the bathroom about 6:30. Barely made it there. And I got situated back in my chair. Big Daddy had left for work, and I was actually going to doze off and sleep until Paige came. 7:35, the electricity goes off. I was like, oh my goodness. How am I going to get to the bathroom? How am I going to get to the bathroom? I'm in my chair, laid back, my legs up. The chair's electric. You gotta have power to do that, to put your legs down and set the chair up. I was just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What worse than that? What am I going to do when it hits me that I got to go to the bathroom? And then if I'm trying to climb out of this chair in any kind of shape, form, way, I'm going to wet all over me and my chair and everything trying to get out of the chair. Okay? So I had to do something before that part came. Well, around my stoma is very, very sore. It is angry. It's bloody. It is red and angry. And it went through some trauma on Monday, okay? Around my tube area, my stoma, all that is very, very angry. It went through a lot on Monday. And it's still bleeding today. Okay, so I can't hardly move. Even just regular sitting up and getting up and sitting down is a lot for my tube area right now. Once I'm sitting there or once I'm standing up, it will ease up and be okay. It's the while I'm doing it part that just brings tears to my eyes. It's so painful. So I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I first I went on Energy to our energy company the power company. And I was just checking to see that, you know, it did show an outage and all that. I put in my address. It said I did not have active service at this account, at this address. There was no active service. And I'm like, well, dang, I pay a bill every month. I mean, are you saying I don't have to pay that bill? I mean, what's the deal? And so, but it showed my house in the red, but it was telling me that that address didn't have an active service account. There was no account at that address. And I was like, well, dang, that ain't good. But I texted Zeke's mom and asked her about their power, and she said, no, they have power. And I was like, okay. She said, do you want to come down here and get for the AC until it comes back on? And so I told her, well, it's not hot here yet, but currently I'm stuck in my chair with the legs up and can't get out of the chair. And so she went and told her husband, and he had this battery pack that he built. It's a big old battery thing that he built for when he's out in the field doing photography and needs flash and different things and no electricity. So he told her to bring that down here, and she plugged my chair into it, and I got the legs down and got up. And then while she was here, I was like, okay, so while you're back, she had to pull some furniture out around my chair. I said, while you're back there, can you help me get something else plugged up? I needed my my pain pump phone and receiver type thing. I needed that plugged up behind my chair, because sometimes I'm just at my chair and I'm in, like extra pain, and I don't even feel like getting up and going to the kitchen to use the pain pump. So I said, I need that here at my chair where it's more convenient for me. I'm trying to figure out ways to make things more convenient instead of struggling or doing without, So she was doing that and everything. Well, she was fixing to leave, and it was almost time for Paige to come anyway. They probably passed each other going and coming. The power came back on. So, thankfully, it wasn't off too long, and it did come right back on. So, that was a blessing. I was about to panic, though, wondering how I was going to get out of that chair. And so, anyway, Paige came and did my, meds and all that kind of stuff. So, we did all that for the first time through the J-tube, and my meds do go in the J-tube. There's no point in them putting them in my G-tube, because all that don't work. So that's the purpose of me having the J-tube, so I can get my meds and my formula. So anyway, and then today, after Paige had left, and I was going to take a nap, because I was really, really sleepy. And I did go to the restroom before Paige left. I said, let me go to the restroom before you leave and get settled back in my chair. So I did, but she hadn't been gone no time, and all of a sudden I had to use it again. It was urgent, and I didn't make it. I did not make it. And so I remembered in my bag I did have some extra underwear, so I was able to, where are you going? I was able to come and get that, but I didn't have any pajama pants. So anyway, baby, I don't want you to scratch me up. Hop down, hop down. So as I finished that up, Zeke was at the door, wanting in, and I was like, Zeke, I'm not dressed. I don't know. I think he thought I was going to go get dressed. He heard me, and so he turned his back to the door. And then I just said again as I was going past the door, I'm sorry, but I'm not dressed today. Just trying to let him know, it just wasn't a good day. And so he didn't understand all that. He probably thought I was going to get dressed and I was going to come back, which was not the case, because I didn't want to try to roll this over the rug in the den to get to my bedroom to get pajama pants. And so I just made it back to my chair and got comfortable and sat there. And Zeke stood out at the front door for a long, long time. But anyway, I texted his mom and said, I'm sorry that Zeke's at the door and I can't go. I told her, you know, what happened. I didn't have pajama pants and I wasn't going to try to roll this cart over a rug, because even rolling it in here several times, it's almost tumbled over. And I've had to, like, you know, catch everything and catch it before it fell. So she was like, oh, how awkward. I told her, you know, Zeke, oh, I tried to tell Zeke, you know, I'm not dressed, but I don't know, he understood. He thought I was going to get dressed and come back, but I wasn't. And so, anyway, it's been a day like that. That's been my day. And then it was hot in there, and I couldn't figure out why it was so hot. I mean, it's hot everywhere, and the ACs can't keep up with the heat. So we have a couple of fans sitting around, too, just to kind of in front of ACs to move that air around. And so, unbeknown to me, when the power went out, the fan in the living room that's across from my chair did not come back on. You have to manually turn it back on. It just don't come on automatically when the power comes back on. I didn't know that, and so I was sitting there just sweating, and I was like, I don't know why it's so hot in here. Big Daddy come home, he's like, why don't you have the fan on? I'm like, it's on. And he said, no, it's not. I was like, oh my gosh. So anyway, I'm going to show y'all a yarn package that came yesterday, and because that's all I got to show y'all. And I did get some more packages and stuff in, but they're not right here with me right this minute. And so I'm just going to show what's right here right this minute. There is still Unfinished Steve right here, and that just cracks me up that his name is Steve instead of like Frankie or Frank or something like that. So I don't know why his name is Steve and not Frankie, but I do find that hilarious. So I haven't worked on that, you know, since Sunday, but I'll get back to it. It's here waiting on me. I just, you know, got a lot going on. So I received a package in the mail. This package right here from Kimberly. Thank you so much, Kimberly. And it did have a card in it. Here's Kimberly's card. Let me see. I can't read it if I don't. Hold on a second. I'm going to do this right. I haven't went to this Etsy store yet, just because, you know, I slept. I've slept that anesthesia off by now, surely, as much as I have slept. But anyway, that is Kim's card, and I haven't been able to go into it just yet. But Kim, thank you for this package. I really appreciate it, and I just want to share this because I just love this. Okay, do y'all remember back when the yarn, the little bonbons started coming out? They were so cute. And something? I might have just dropped one. Those little bonbons started coming out. We all thought they were cute. Some people were collecting them. I know Bag O' Day did at one point. Those little, even the Hobby Lobby had the little bonbons, and that's what some of these remind me of. Okay, I'm gonna back you back out. Alright, some of these remind me of that. And I'm not sure, there wasn't an explanation in here, but some of these look like they might be leftover bits from projects or kits, or I don't know. Some of them are new, some of them are used, but I don't mind. I just appreciate all the different colors and different shades, you know, that other companies might not put yarn in, and so you're looking for a certain color, and then all of a sudden you got it. These are all tube yarns, and so it's a lot of yarn on these. Thank you so much, Kim. I do appreciate that. Look at that green. And like I said, I don't know the story behind, you know, all the different colors, and they're different brands and stuff, but maybe Kim tried the tube yarn and didn't like it for herself and thought, well, she can use it because she likes that mess. I like that mess, okay? I don't know. But thank you so much, Kimberly. It's Kimberly, by the way. A light blue. I mean, there's a lot here. This is what a little bonbon. It's tube yarn. All of it's tube yarn. But yeah, that's so cute. It reminds me of those little bonbons that people were collecting at one time. But I'm going to use them. You know, these little pits right here can be used to make a beak or just a belly patch or someone, or, you know, something like that. If you wanted to give something 2 different color yarns, that would be good to give one an orange ear and one a yellow ear. I mean, you know. There's some pink. It's a pretty pink too. It's like a baby pink. Oh, and it'll go nice with that baby blue. There's some more green. It's like a spring green. Yeah, some of these are from, like, I suppose Amazon or somewhere like that. So I just got a whole, I mean, y'all, it's still more to come. Like, y'all got all night. I think that's gray. Is that a gray color? I mean, it's not that I can read Japanese. I'm just trying to get this where I can see it. And here's a pretty blue, like a turquoise blue. And then here's a nice ball of a variegated color. Isn't that nice? I love those colors. That would be very cute amigurumi animal made with those. And then here's some white. And you know, you can always use white for different things. You're always needing white when you're doing amigurumi. There's a different shade of green. Here's another yellow that's different from those 2 yellows, and a white, so that gives me another yellow option. And then we have a dark brown and a white. And let's see, here is another green, and it's a different shade of green. I'm looking on the floor over here to see if I did drop one or not. I thought one did, but I don't see one, so maybe I did not. Maybe it was just a shadow, because it is creating shadows over here. When I went to pick that up, it looked like something fell, but there's another blue. And then we have another golden yellow. And let's see, then I have a brown. And some more baby blue. And I do believe that's all of them, but it's a lot. And I'm very, very appreciative of that, Kimberly. Thank you so much. But that package was here, I guess Monday night when we got home, huh, Big Daddy? But I didn't know about it. I think it came Monday, didn't it? Or I don't know. I didn't know about it until yesterday.
It's in the mailbox. No, it was yesterday. It was in the mailbox yesterday.
Whenever, you know, I had told y'all that, I was so tired when we got home Monday night. Big Daddy, wait a minute, I was going to tell him that I went to my chair and sat down, and Big Daddy went in the kitchen to put away that little bit of Walmart stuff we got to check and see if anything needed to go in the refrigerator or whatever. He came back. He was in there a few minutes to just putting the butter and stuff like that in the refrigerator. And then he was headed back through, and I was sound asleep holding the scissors. I don't know why I had scissors, but he was like, Kayla, normally I wake up, any movement or any noise around me, I wake up. Like, I wake up just with the cats walking in the house. I mean, you know, if anybody walks in the room, I wake up. He was saying my name and I didn't wake up, and so he was taking the scissors from me. But I had my hand in those scissors. Like, I had my pinky wrapped around it. He said I was holding it like death grip around it, and he was trying to pull the scissors out of my hand, and it was pulling my hand up. I wouldn't let go of it, and so he had to take my pinky and pull it off the scissors so he could put the scissors up. Which he just laid them on top of my cart. And I did wonder why my scissors was up there, because I always put my scissors in this little cup on the second shelf, and they were laying on the top shelf, well, in that blue basket on the top shelf. And so Tuesday, I did wonder why my scissors was up there. And then after Big Daddy came home from work, he told me that I passed out and he had to take the scissors from me. And I'm like, oh, that's why my scissors was up there. What? He said he was laughing at me, trying to get them scissors out of my hand. I wouldn't let go of them. But anyway, I had done some sleeping, and I slept all that anesthesia off, okay? I hope I have anyway. So now I'm just trying to, you know, figure out what I'm doing and trying to get to my new normal, which I don't know. I don't know what any normal is. I mean, I don't know. Trying to get down like a feeding routine, which I'm going to be on my feeding pump like a lot. It's going to be running behind the scenes, like, you know, almost 24 hours a day, and until I can get my rate up a little. That's why I'm going slow with my rate, trying to get it up. The higher I can get my rate, the number of hours it would knock down. But it's still going to be a lot of hours. I mean, even until I get my rate up a little bit, I'm still going to be hooked up, you know, 14, 16 hours a day. So it's experimental. I mean, you can't say, oh, run this rate at this speed. It's according, some doctors think they can do that, but it's according to what your body will accept. You know, the doctor can say, run at 100 milliliters, you know, per hour for, you know, whatever, how many hours or whatever, 3 hours. But if your body can't take that and you throwing up, that's stupid to keep doing it. That stuff's way too expensive to just throw it up. So I'm just, you know, figuring out my rate by starting low and then working it up. And whenever it gets to the point where it starts making me sick, I'll go down a little bit until I feel comfortable, and then sit there for a little while, and then try to bump it up again. And if I get sick bumping it up, I'll go back down, and I'll know that's my rate. That's the way I did it when Elijah was little on a tube, because he didn't ever do what the doctors, you know, said. his body didn't never take that. I mean, it looks all good on paper, but in reality, you have to go by what your body can take and not what's written on paper. So when I see her again, I will let her know what my rate is and how long I'm running. And also I'll be talking with the dietitian too. I hadn't talked to her yet, but I will. I'm just taking it easy, and really I don't want, I need to figure this out and not have, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, and all this input, when in reality it's, what's going to work is what actually works, not what somebody says. So I'll talk to her, but not right now. I'm a little overwhelmed right now, and I don't need a lot of input on, you need to do this, you need to do that. I need to listen to my body is the only what person I'm going to listen to. And so, anyway, I'll be letting them know, though, what rate I figure out and how many hours. Well, once I figure out the rate, I can let the dietitian know, and she'll tell me, how many hours you need to run and all that. So we'll get it worked out. It's just a process, and it's a slow process. And then I think that backpack will be in Saturday or something. I don't even remember when it'll be in, but then hopefully I can get around a little bit better, although I'm going to have to carry a backpack around the house, and that's something that, is going to, I can slip it over my arms, though, and not have to carry in my hand. It's so, my hands can only carry so much, so maybe I can just slip that through the backpack straps and carry it on my arm and still have my hand to carry something. Yeah, that backpack will be here Saturday, so until then I just gotta take this slow and try to figure it out. But anyway, I am wearing my watch. Before Paige left today, she was like, oh, let's put your watch on you in case you fall, because she was worried about me doing that pushing that cart around, because I almost tumbled it while she was here, and she was like, you need your watch on, and it was in the kitchen charging, so she got it, and then we had to figure it all out again, because neither one of us could remember how to run the thing and how to turn the Bluetooth on and sync it to my phone and all that. But we figured it out, and my heart rate's at 82 right now. Anyway, so that was my day. It wasn't an exciting day, and I'm still just trying to figure things out, and I got a lot on my mind, but I gotta get to a point where I can enjoy life. I'm trying to, make things easier on me by having things in certain places. When I'm in my chair, I need convenient things around me, things I might need. And same here at my desk, or the same for my bed. I need multiples of the same thing to have at each place, because sometimes things are just not movable. If it's bulky and heavy or just whatever, and doesn't carry easily. So that's what I'm doing, is just trying to get comfortable and figure things out. Yeah, it may take a little bit, but I'll get there. And I'm gonna get back in here crocheting. I might crochet some tonight. I got this fan going, and I hope whenever I go to edit this that I can get some of that fan out of the background, so it's not so sound like I'm in a tornado. But I got that fan on high, and it's actually cooler right now, which it is storming outside too. But anyway, just want to come on and let you all know I'm still doing okay. I'm just, like I said, around that tube sighting is very, very, very angry. Traumatized. It is traumatized. It's still bleeding a good bit. But they just had to do a lot to it. But anyway, guys, I thank you all for coming by and checking on me and saying hi and all that kind of good stuff. And I'll be back to hang out with you guys tomorrow. I might even crochet on Steve here a little bit. And I had all that yarn. Well, not some of the big skeins, but I had all that yarn in my little Halloween wooble bag. So when I took it out of the package that Kimberly sent it in, I put all these little bits and pieces in here so I could keep up with them. And it filled it up to the top. So I'm going to put it all back in here. So I'll know where all these little bits and pieces are, and I can grab them for when I'm working on a wooble and I need a little bit of a color. This is the place to look. Right here. Ain't that great? That is awesome. So anyway, guys, I'll be back. I hope you'll be back. I appreciate you all so very much. Y'all are awesome. And I just love you guys, and I know I can always count on you for love and support and just the you know, encouraging me to keep going, keep doing it. Y'all always say that I'm an inspiration to you, but you don't know what an inspiration you are to me and how y'all keep me going. Y'all do. Y'all really just keep me going and keep encouraging me, and that's why I get up and do it again every day. It's because of you guys. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all so very much. But I hope you have a good night, a good evening, a good morning, whatever time of the day you're watching this. I hope it's a good one. I'll see y'all next video. Bye, friends.